Good morning. It is a freezing cold, rainy day. Have a look at this window.
Started bucketing down.
Started bucketing down as soon as we got in the car. We are on our way to Renovation Paradise. Renovators Paradise. Renovators Paradise. If you haven't been there, it's a dream and I recommend. So essentially it's a place that gathers all the reclaimed things. So if something's about to be demoed or gutted or thrown out, they kind of sweep in and grab it and reclaim it, or they just sell it as is and you can kind of reclaim it yourself. They've got like everything. It's like baths and kitchens and materials like wood and like door handles and lights and fireplaces. Like they've got literally everything. And it's a bit of a like treasure trove, and you really have to hunt. And you have to be careful with the pricing because some things for what they are very expensive.
Way too expensive.
And then some things are really, really cheap. So hoping to find the front door of our dreams. I'm going to be painting our front door black. We're going to be putting window highlights on either side of the front door and also on the top. I'm going to be getting new hardware for it, so that's something that I can work on while Brad builds the windows. So hopefully we find what we're looking for in this very cold Melbourne rainy day, and we'll see you there. I cannot believe how freezing it is. We got the door. It's a very, very worn, very old looking front door. She needs a lot of love. But it's really exciting because we get to start new projects and upcycle and keep things out of landfill and give things another life and have the characters, all the good things. But yeah, so let's go home, get out of the freezing cold. I definitely need another coffee and get started. It's gonna be a lot of fun, yay! And here is the door that we bought, and I'm so excited. It's got this patterned glass, but I think what we'll probably do is remove that and put clear glass. I think that it will probably outdate this door a little bit too much for us. We're going to get rid of the silver hardware and we're actually going to change sides so that the door opens into the wall and not into the living room. And I think what I'm going to do is cut this out and do one big arched window so that it feels a little bit more modern. We'll be putting in side lights on either side of the door and a highlight on the top of the door as well to make it feel a little bit grander and also to bring in some light. So exciting! Even just standing here looking at it makes me feel happy. I have started sanding. There is a lot to do. There are so many layers of paint on this door from the many years of this door being well loved, I'm sure. So I need to strip it back to the wood. So I've got a 40 sandpaper here, and then I'll do an 80 and then I'll do a 120. So that's a lot of sanding, but hopefully that will mean there'll be no lumps when we paint it. And we've cut out the hardware and I have ordered the new hardware, which will be arriving in a few days hopefully. I am so excited. I have had my eye on this specific hardware for ages and trying to snap the camera. I wanted like a big statement brass handle on the front door because I will be painting this front door black and the brass really will just pop out, which is really exciting. This top part here with the arch, I'm going to take away that sunbeam burst design and put one large archway of glass, and I'm going to replace all these sections of glass with clear glass because Try, what are you doing? Because we have a high front fence, we don't have to worry so much about people seeing in, so I'm happy to have clear glass in our front door, and I really love the look of it, and I love that we can see who's on the other side of our door, give them a wave and welcome them in to our home. But I've got a lot of sanding ahead of me, so I better get to it. hardware for the front door arrived. I'm actually so excited. So I got this hardware from Renovation Online. I'm pretty sure they're an Australian business. I haven't even seen anything yet. Okay, so this is the outside of the lock. This. Here we go. So this is real brass. So solid brass, so it will age over time, like all solid brass does, but you can really maintain it and look after it, so it will for a long time look beautiful. And our front door is actually under a veranda, so it should last a pretty long time, looking so gorgeous. But this is going to sit on our front door, like here. I just fell in love the moment that I saw them, with these beautiful rounded edges, this beautiful brass handle, and just how much of a statement this was. I'm in love, absolutely in love. My only full pane of glass I didn't smash trying to get it out. Work of art. Hi everyone, we are back at it, back at the door. It's been very busy lately, and last weekend we were so busy and I didn't really get a chance to get into it, but I'm very glad to be back at it because it's looking so good. I really love that we removed the sort of sunburst design in the archway. It just looks cleaner, a little bit more modern, and I think that it's going to sit really well with the other arches that we have throughout the home. So tonight, it is night, you can see in the window. Tonight I'm going to be working on this internal bit. I need to sand back all of the old paint, get rid of all of the old silicone. We really need to make sure that the parts that we won't be able to reach, like this internal lip, is sanded back and smooth, so that we don't get into a pickle when we put our glass back in. And then I'm going to do a 240 on the whole door. So at this point I've done a 120. So I did the 80, which is the grading of the sandpaper on the whole door, and that really took off the paint layer. Then I did a 120, and that really started to make it feel really beautiful and smooth. Let's get cracking. I'm dying to see this door come together.
Down an empty freeway, you're waiting for the light to change. I'm seeing the sunrise behind me.
Come into a slight issue with the door. I mean, there's always at least one issue per project, right? So we took out the hardware from the door because we'll be replacing it and moving it upwards. It's quite low in the original door. And so we were left with holes, and we needed to fill those holes. So we cut out cylindrical or circular pieces of wood to put into the holes. Let me show you. So they are these holes here, so 1, 2. And so we needed to fill them so that when we sand it back into place, it's really smooth because our hardware will not be going in the exact same spot. So the way that we have to do this is using Builder's Bog. So I used this one to start off with, and this is the hardener. So Builder's Bog dries like rock hard. You can screw into it, you can cut it, you can sand it back so smooth that when you paint over it, it's like it's not there. But it comes in 2 parts. It comes with the Builder's Bog itself and the little bottle of hardener. So this hardener, you have to kind of mix it right through until it's very smooth and this kind of reddy browny color. And then when you use it, it will dry rock hard, but it didn't dry. So when I sanded it back, it started to curl or like clump, and I can't sand this back anymore because it's just not going hard. And I did this yesterday, and so what that tells me is that either the Builder's Bog is bad or I didn't use enough hardener, or maybe a bit of both. This is a really old tin of Builder's Bog, and I did use a really small amount of hardener. I'm going to scrape off, use my little trusty tool, scrape off all the old Builder's Bog that hasn't dried. I'm going to try this new tin of Builder's Bog, and the hardener is in the lid here. So I'm going to make sure I put enough in, and honestly, like, we're using the smallest amount. I've done the most part of these holes, and I was just doing that really top layer to get that perfect finish. So I'm hoping that we can mix this up, bang it on, and it dries in the next few hours. Fingers crossed we get to prime tonight. Let's go. Okay, so I have filled the old holes, the old hardware holes. It is not dry. I think it's really cold in here. Melbourne is freezing at night, and this part of the house doesn't get any heating, so it's pretty cold in here. And I think it's just gonna take a little longer. It's starting to firm up, but it's not quite ready to be sanded yet. But I am very impatient, so I'm gonna paint it anyway. So I'm just gonna leave those parts out. We have to sand in between the layers of primer anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and primer the door so that we can then do a sand and another coat, and then I'll address that at a different time because I have been waiting so long to primer it, and I think it's time we just get going. Sometimes in a project you just need to push yourself forward, and so that is what I'm gonna do. So let's go. Well, hello. Today I just cannot wake up. I've been out today with my friend Lauren. We went to Heidi, which is a museum in Melbourne. So beautiful, so lovely to see her. She lights my heart on fire. I am ready to sand the door. The Builder's Bog here has completely set and it's ready to be sanded down, and the priming of the whole door, like the first coat, is ready to be sanded down, and then I can do another layer of priming and then I can paint, which is really exciting because once I've painted the whole door black, then we can get our glass in, and this is the front door done. The door is done. So we've done our 2 coats of black. I did a light sand in between each coat just to make sure it was really soft. I did that with a 240 and I did it really lightly. And make sure you go with the wood grain. And with a door like this, we have wood kind of going every which way, so I'm just careful to make sure I go with the wood grain. But look, it turned out beautifully. I'm really happy. I know you can't see the full door right now, but we will get there. Here's our beautiful hardware. So this is how it will be positioned, and I don't know if you can see it really well on camera, but it just creates this beautiful contrast between the black and the gold. And you know, this hardware that I unboxed during this video, it's just made me so happy, and I think it really fits well with this design and how we're going to design the rest of the house. We obviously have to still glaze the door, and we still need to hang the door. So there's going to be, and I know I've said it about a million times in this videos, but there's going to be windows either side and on top. So Brad actually still has to build them, and he has to build the door frame. So we're not quite ready to install it yet, but that is coming, and that will be not that far away. So we're hoping that the next video, I mean, fingers crossed, the next video is actually us installing the door. This project has taken me a fair few weeks, in total honesty. I mean, like everyone, we're very busy people and we kind of do what we can when we can, and we love doing DIY projects. And I think we really approach it in that we love to take one project at a time. We put our all into it, and we try and stretch ourselves creatively and think, you know, how can we do it in a way that means we're learning and in a way that contributes to our enjoyment of a project. That's really important to us. So speed is not the #1 goal as we go through the house. It just can't be when we both work full time. So if you've got this far in the video, thank you for joining us, and I apologize that some projects take a bit longer. We know that we really want to show you exciting, innovative, fun projects that we get enjoyment out of too, but sometimes the pace can feel a bit slow. So we're releasing one every 2 weeks at the moment, but if you'd like to see more, please let us know, and thank you for joining us this time around. The next video, fingers crossed, will be us installing this door with the new window highlights. That is going to be mind-blowing to me. I feel like these kinds of projects, they change the shape of what a home looks like and what a home feels like. So yeah, join us next time. It's one of those things that's going to start to shape this part of the house. I actually can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm sure you can sense my excitement, and I'm glad we got to the end of this part of the project because I really love this door, and I can see it sitting in our doorway proudly for a lot of years to come. We'll see you next time, and see you later. Bye.